Hello everyone and welcome to Spring Boot Part 6 video on Intellipaat. In this video, we are going to implement update and delete, and also we are going to learn about Spring Data JPA, then we will be implementing CRUD Operations. Watch this video till the end to learn more about Spring Boot. But before that, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon.
So we will start by implementing an API in which we will request /topic/id, and we will get in response the API for the particular topic that we have requested. So you would be thinking, how do we execute that in the Spring MVC? Let me tell you. So the first thing you need to do is you have to write a method in which you need to execute the required URL which is trying to get accessed. And the second thing is you need to put the request mapping annotation on that method. It sounds so simple. Let's do it. So let's start with writing a method. So we can write something like public topic get topic, and it accepts a string ID. Okay, so I'm going to say string ID. Okay, that's fine. Then in this method, what I'm going to do is I'm going to embrace it with the curly brackets. Now, as you can see all over here, in this, what I'm basically doing is I'm creating a method called public topic get topic, and it accepts a string ID. So suppose we are looking for, in our bunch of requests which we have seen in the earlier video, we were getting like Spring Boot, and this description is about learning Spring. So if we ask for Spring, then we just get only Spring as a response. So what we have to do for that, so this method is going to request the business service, okay, and then it will return the required topic which we have requested. Now before that, let us create the public topic method in our business service. So we can write a method something like public topic get all, get topic, and it accepts a string ID. Okay, fine. Then what we can do all over here is we can embrace it with the curly braces. And now what I want to do with this method is, so suppose we are looking for Spring, so it goes into the Spring, this list we have created, and it finds out the Spring and returns it. So basically this method returns from the list for the particular ID or the item which we are looking in this list. So what we can do it all over here is that we could type return. Okay, now then I want to use the stream method for this, for filtering. Then so what I'm going to do is, in this list I want to stream it. Okay, so topics, okay, dot stream. Okay, so you can see with the stream method it shows that it returns a sequential stream with this collection as its source. So basically what we are returning as a collections basically. So that's why I've used the stream method. Then I want to filter it. Okay, dot filter and dot filter. So then I'm going to use the lambda expression. So what we are going to do all over here is, suppose we are looking for an element, we say the Spring, and we don't know about it, so I'm going to mark it as a variable. So if t then equals to, or if t dot get id, if I'm looking for a particular id, then as you can see the method all over here, and if this is equals to the particular id which we are looking for equals, okay, so in that parameter I'm going to write the id which we are looking for. Then I want to find the first element which we are looking. So I'm going to use a find first. Find. Then I want to get that object. Okay. So we can write it all over here. This seems perfect. So as you can see all over here, we have written a method public topic get topic, and it accepts a string called id. Then what I'm basically doing it, I'm looking into the list, I'm looking for the particular ID of the object that we want. Suppose the stream method we have used all over here, which is generally looking to return the stream of list. For in that stream of list, I want to filter it. So for that same purpose, I have used the lambda expression. So if t.getId is equals to the particular ID which we are looking for, if you are looking for just Spring, then I want you to find it first and return it. So this is basically returning the particular ID of topic which we have requested. I hope so you would have got familiar with the stream and the filter method. And don't worry about the lambda expression. It's something like you are iterating over certain list, and it's just a form of simplifying the form of for loops which we have used earlier. And if you want to know more about lambda expression, you can just Google it. Okay, so you can just go all over here and you can just type lambda expressions and you can read the documentation for the same. I hope so with the previous examples you would be very much clear about the lambda expression. Okay, so you can just go all over here and you can just write Oracle docs. Okay, this is a most authenticated documentation you are ever gonna get about learning about Java basically. So in the same you can just see these beautiful examples which they have portrayed. So if you are not so familiar with the lambda expression, don't feel hesitated to look into these documents. Okay, now we will proceed to our example. So I hope so I have given you little bit light about how to search about lambda expression and where to learn it. And also, so using lambda expression is a very elegant way in which using the stream and filtering it from the list to get a particular condition wise object which we are basically looking for. So in this case it was ID, the particular ID which we have requested. So it's gonna go in this list and it's gonna find the first element belonging to that ID and we are gonna get that. Now let's look into our controller class. So I want you to return. So basically, as I've told you earlier, so whenever this method is called, it's gonna look into the business service. So I'm gonna use return the topic service. Okay, so in this case it will be topic service. Then I want to get the particular topic. So get topic and the particular ID which we are basically looking for. So this makes it complete. And so as you can see all over here, this makes our method complete. So basically this method is going to ask the business service, okay, the topic service layer, to get the particular topic ID. Okay, but the question is how we are going to map this method when the request URL comes up something like /topic got /ID. I hope so you would be also thinking about the same thing. Now what I'm going to do right now is quite interesting. So I'm going to request, okay, and map it to our something like say /topic, and then I want to map it with suppose Spring. Okay, now if I map it with just only Spring, so it's going to look into the list and just return the Spring. But what if someone wants to look for Java? So next it's just going to look only for Java, but we have other items also in the list in which we cannot access it. So the one way of doing this is to embrace a curly braces, something like this. So we have something variable all over here, that is the ID. So this tells that you can put the ID parameter all over here. Okay, so for any ID request which you put, just write the curly braces which is the parameter, okay, and pass the parameter as ID. Now that works fine, but still there is a problem. The problem is that how you tell this method that this is what that we are looking for. So that you can do it with another annotation that's called path variable. So you can write something like @ path variable, and it's gonna tell that this ID what we are looking for is generally this. Now all you can do all over here, just click on the import path variable and it will get returned from this annotation. So you can see all over here from the webbind.annotation library, we have just imported our path variable. So it seems pretty simple, solved our problem. So let us discuss once again what's happening all over here. So as you can see all over here, we have created a method in which public topic get topic. So if I want to get the particular ID from the list, I have passed on the parameter string ID. And also I have requested it mapped to the /topic/id as a parameter. And in order to tell that this method is accepting this parameter all over here, we have used the path variable annotation. So basically this method is asking our service layer, topic service, to return the particular topic. Then we fall into the topic service category. And we have also created a method all over here, public topic get topic string ID, in which basically what we are doing is we are going into this list, filtering our particular string or particular ID which we are looking for, and we are returning that. I hope so it's pretty simple, and you could easily see how we are able to access a single resource. Now let's run the application and try to see if we are getting the particular ID which we are looking for. Now let's run our application and see whether we are getting the required results or not. So go on your favorite web browser and type localhost 8080/topics/ if you want to check for Spring. So as you can see, we have got our first element as an ID. If we are sending it as Spring, we are just getting only the one thing which we have requested for. Suppose if we look into our list and we see React, so we can type it all over here, such as React, and just click it. So you are getting the particular ID which we are requested for. So in this way, you can easily do this programming and create your own service methods as I have created all over here, and you can easily access a single resource which you are trying to look for. I hope so it is pretty clear to you how we have implemented this. Now let's move on to the next part. Now as you can see that we have only implemented get topics, only get verbs we have used till now. Now I want to add something more. I want you to create a topic of your own and add it to our list. So now let's build a new method all over here. Let's name is public void add topic, and this method is going to add a new topic to the list. So I'm gonna close it with the curly brackets. Now basically what we are doing all over here is that we have created an add topic method, and we want to add a new topic if we want to add to our list. So you can see all over here I have created a request mapping, and since our request is to be a post request, so I have included method equals to request method dot post. In the earlier you can see that there is a request mapping, but it's not telling that it is a get, post or put. So by default request mapping, if you type like this, it's take get request as a default. But if you have to put something else like put, post, delete, then you have to specify by writing method equals to request method. Now I want our value to be /topics. So whenever the request comes up like to /topics and it's a post request, it's gonna call this method public void add topic. So what I want to do all over here is when the request comes up, so this method is being called and it takes the instance or the object itself of topic, and it directly adds this to the required list, the objects we have created. But the problem is how are you going to tell this Spring MVC about the same? So basically what I have done all over here is I have created another annotation request body, which is basically what it's doing it that it is resolving the content type of our request, which is we want to take the object from the request itself. So I have created the topic instance, named it as topic. Then I'm adding this topic to our service, which is basically the service class all over here, and into this list. And for the same I have called this method add topic. But the problem is we have not added this method all over here in our topic service. So for the same, just click it all over here and create a method add topic in the topic service. So our method is created all over here. Let's proceed further. So in this method, all you have to do is just add this list topics dot add, then add this instance called topic, okay, which is basically written all over here. Just click on this. Okay, now our method is completed, and as you can see all over here what we are doing, we have created this method in our service class, which is add topic, and it is adding the topic instance all over here. Now this is complete. We have created both the methods in controller and in our service class. Now we have all set and ready. Now let's check whether it's working or not. So for the same purpose of checking our APIs, we are not going to use a browser, but there's a tool and alternative for the same. That is Postman. You can download it for your desktop or Mac from the site. Okay, just navigate to here and let's set Postman, and you can download it for your Windows operating system or Mac. Even apart from that, you can also use it as a plugin, basically as a Chrome extension from your respective Chrome browsers. Now since our tool is set, let's check whether it's working or not. So let me try giving this request. As we are seeing, I've already given this request. Okay, now if I send this request, then you can see all over here that I am basically getting this response in which we have shown earlier. So we are getting the ID, name and the course info. Now let's try a post request. Okay, so click it all over here and put a post request. Okay, now I want a http slash localhost 8080 slash topics, and I want my body, the request body which we are sending, it to be a raw body. Okay, just click it all over here, and our headers, I want it to be a, you can say something like so we have navigated to our headers, and I will make it as a content type. So what's the use of this is basically content type will tell the incoming API request which we are posting, to accept these values as a JSON objects. So when we are sending our headers, the HTTP request, basically the idea or the payload which is carrying with itself as a JSON object. This is what content type is going to tell our API. Now this is clear to you, I hope so. Now in the body, just make it as a raw body, and we need to add some values all over here. So as you can see in our body, I have given the ID as artificial intelligence, name as AI, and course info as an introduction to artificial intelligence. Now all is set. We can see we have added our body, we have added our headers as making this as the content type. Okay, and let's send this request and let's see what's happening. Okay, we are getting an error all over here. Now let's see what we have done. So basically in our code, this is actually not a mutable list. It is immutable. We have to convert it to a mutable. For the same purpose, what you can do all over here is, so what I was telling that what I have done all over here is, this was basically a mutable list. So we cannot add directly to this list. For the same purpose, I have created a new array list, and imported it all over here as an array list package, which makes this as a mutable list. So we have removed our immutability. That's why the error was coming in the Postman. Now let's restart our server again, and let's check whether we have actually implemented the post request or not. Okay, so it's running. So we have started our server all over here, and let's check on the Postman. So we have seen that our header is a content type, which is basically resolving our API to accept the request as a JSON object, and I have put the value as application/JSON. Okay, then our body is there, in which basically I'm accepting a raw data, and for the same purpose I have ID as artificial intelligence and this as course info. So as you can see all over here, after sending the post request, so I have sent the post request 3 times. As you can see, artificial intelligence ID 1, then artificial intelligence again, then artificial intelligence again have come for 3 times. Okay, so as you can see all over here, this has been added to our list, and this API is basically returning our info. Now if I want to check this on the browser, let me try again, and I hope so it will be a pretty good picture. So just type in localhost 8080/topics, and you can see all over here that we have Spring, we have blockchain, we have React, then again we have artificial intelligence for 3 times because I have sent it the request 3 times all over here. Later on, we'll also try to add delete and put verbs into action. Now let's try to add some more values. Okay, suppose I want now to add something like, say, I want it to be a course of cybersecurity, and name of this course, say, infosec, and we can type it all over here as introduction to information security. Okay, all scene is set. Then we should do, try to send the post requests for the same. So the request is sent. Now let's check with the get request, and as you can see, we have added the cybersecurity name as infosec and the course info as introduction to information security. So in this way you can make a post request. Now let's recap what we have done till now. So earlier, what mistake we didn't added the new array list, which makes it as a immutable list. So we cannot add anything into this list. So in order to make it a mutable one, we have added the new array list object we have created, okay, which makes it a completely mutable list. Now we have created this method called public void add topic method, which is taking the topic instance of this class topic, and it is adding the topic. In our controller, what we have done, we have created a request mapping, okay, so which was basically mapped to a request method dot post, and the value was /topic. So whenever the request comes up to the /topic and it's a post request, then it will ask this method to add a topic. So basically it is adding a topic from the service class because our list is present all over here. So we can add into this list and we can get the list from this service class. Okay, so this is our list, and this is how we have done it so easily. In the next tutorial, what we are going to do, basically we are going to add 2 more verbs, that is put and delete. I hope so this was pretty clear to you all. Thank you very much for watching this video on getting a single resource and creating the post request.
Just a quick info, guys. Intellipaat provides Java certification online training, mentored by industry experts, the course link of which is given in the description below.